and a warm welcome to another episode of the Lina Knits podcast. This is my podcast about knitting and yarn and other crafty things. I'm Lina. I'm coming to you from my home in Helsinki, Finland, as always. I can be found on Instagram as Lina Knits. My website is linaknits.com. On Ravelry, I am Lina Finn. But even there, my pattern store is called Lina Knits. So Lina Knits everywhere else and Lina Finn on Ravelry. I am active on Instagram, but I do have a Facebook page and a Pinterest board as well if you're interested, or if those are a medium that you like to use. I'm a knitwear designer and a tech editor for other designers. And I've got one more thing I wanted to mention here at the top of the episode, which is the indie designer or indie design gift along, which is going on Ravelry at the moment. It's a huge knit and crochet along where hundreds of indie designers come together and you can knit all of their patterns for your chance to win some amazing prizes. Also, it started this Tuesday on the 23rd of November at 8 p.m. Eastern US Standard Time. And for 1 week from that date and time, all the patterns are, well, not all the patterns, but each designer has chosen at least 10 patterns that you can purchase with a 25% discount, and that includes all of my self-published patterns. If you go to my pattern store on Ravelry, you see that there are more than 10 patterns, but 10 of those are self-published paid-for patterns that are now available with the 25% discount, and you can get the discount by using the code GIFTALONG2017. I'll also put it down there somewhere, but you can see it on all of my pattern pages as well, all of the eligible pattern pages. So I really do hope that you come and join us in the GAL, as it's called, gift along. I've participated in previous years as just a knitter, and this is my first year taking part as a designer as well. So yay, I'm really excited about that, and I'm really happy to be able to offer this discount to you at the beginning of the festive season. Okay, then on to what I've been making. And it's not a lot. Again, I had a really busy week. The previous week was super busy. If you have subscribed to my channel, you have seen that I've uploaded, or maybe you have seen that I've uploaded a vlog. I went to a huge craft fair in Tampere last Friday. That's the 17th of November. And the week before that, or the days before that, were really hectic. And I also knit a huge sample in 1 week leading up to the fair day. So that pretty much meant that I had zero free time to work on my own projects. But I don't want to apologize too much, because that's life, and this podcast is definitely real. So I'm recording now. It's my schedule to record now, and I want to share the little bits that I've been doing, and also just want to let you guys know that sometimes life happens and there's just not much sort of making to share, even though I did knit a whole lot, but you know what I mean. I'm I'm happy to tell you that one of the projects that I have been putting some time on is, and if you are my partner, just, you know, don't look, is my partner's Christmas gift. So I'm knitting him a pair of socks with the Hermione's Everyday pattern. So this is the cuff. I'm making it, well, relatively short, I think. It does look terribly wide, so I think I have maybe too many stitches, but I'm not frocking. I just don't have the time for that. I've started to work on the heel flap, which I'm making with slipped stitches. So I really should do more on this, but I'm really happy that it's progressed. I think last week I was just done with the rib. And the yarns that I'm using for this are something that I've had in my stash for a while. A full skein of Baronwalla barefoot sock in the Gentian colorway, and a half skein, well, they come in 50-gram skeins, of Handu's well, a sock base. It doesn't have a name on the tag. 75-25 mix fingering weight, and I'm knitting these with 2.25 millimeter. Yeah, 2.25 millimeter things, and I think they look really nice. Yeah, my only concern is that they are too wide, and now I really can't decide if I should go down, if I should decrease a few stitches for the foot. But then again, my partner does not wear his socks on shoes, so he only wears them at home, like on top of his cotton socks. So considering that, I don't think it matters too much if they are a bit too wide, and I'd rather have them be that than be too narrow, since if they are too narrow, they'll stretch out quickly. But yeah, I don't think his foot is that wide, it's just very, very, very long. And I'm really hoping to make a pair of socks for my son as well for Christmas. And like in my mind, it's like it's a pair of child's socks, that's quick to do. But actually his shoe size is only like 2 sizes smaller than mine, and he's 8. So it's actually not that small anymore. But I'm really hoping that I can get this pair done and that pair done, and then my grandmother's sort of wristlets, arm fingerless mitts. So those are the 3 gifts that I'm planning on knitting. And it's now, yeah, I didn't say the date, it's now the 23rd of November, so I have a month to do them. I think it's possible, even if I do other knitting as well, unless I'm super busy again. I can try. And then throwing all sense to the wind, I cast on for a new project. For some reason, I really, really wanted to knit a Christmas sweater. It's been on my mind for a while that it would be really nice to have one. But then hand knit sweaters do take up quite a bit of time. And so I was a bit hesitant, since most Christmas sweaters tend to be something you would only want to wear during a few days over the Christmas period. So a lot of work for not a lot of use. But then I saw Andy Sutherland's Yule Gran, which is this. So a cropped sweater with a Christmas tree on it. And this version that you saw had those baubles. But there is also a less decorated version. And I think this is something that could be like without the decorations, the tree on the sweater. It's something that could be worn throughout winter. It's cropped, which is great for, I've been wanting to have something to wear over my dresses or with fuller skirts. So that also fits that bill. Sleeves on that were a bit short. I would really like to have full length sleeves, but we'll see how far my yarn lasts. So the reason that I also was cast on happy was that I had yarn for that in my stash. I'm using, don't you just love my project bag? I've been storing the yarn in this since this is where it came in. This is from a D-stash. And yeah, that's how busy I've been. I haven't even had time to look for a project bag for this. But the yarn that I'm using is Cascade Yarns Cascade 220 Heathers, and the colorway, well, it has a number here, 4011, but Ravelry tells me that's called Sparrow. As I said, this sort of grays green, heathered grays green, a really nice color, neutral color. And I have 4 skeins of this. I've had these, I don't know, 5 years. Don't even remember the original idea behind the purchase. They've been paired up with different projects that never saw the light of day, and now I cast on. And this is what I have. So it's not a lot, but it's still something. So I have the back piece done to, I think this is where you separate for the arms. So I've got the back piece done, and then the front, I've started the fronts and joined the front's chest. So now I'm knitting on the front before joining to working around. And this does look quite teeny, but it was intended to be worn with a lot of negativity, so it's meant to be really snug. I got the exact gauge, so that's good. So I'm happy. It's done, or the right side is the reverse stockinette at the moment. So yeah, 4 skeins of worsted weight yarn. It should not take too long to have this finished, which is another reason that I wanted to cast on now and let my other projects just wait, is that this should be a quick knit, and I have a very good chance of having it finished by Christmas. So that's that. And that's really all I've been knitting in 2 weeks, really. That's really low. I think I did a few rows on the confetti sweater by Vera Välimäki that I'm knitting, the blue and white stripe one, but it's such a minuscule amount of progress that I didn't think it worth showing here. I have been doing some cross stitch, but again, not anything worth showing here, not much progress. And I think I also sewed 2 pairs of leggings, but they're not really that exciting to see. but that's the sum total of my making. But then onto the craft fair. If you haven't seen the vlog, I think it would be a good idea to stop now if you're interested in that, view that, and then come back to this video and I'll share what I got from there. Right, I'll just go in random order since I don't have any particular plans. Well, the first thing that I bought was this mug. It says here that it is by Musta Lintu, a pottery in Tervajoki here in Finland. I just thought this was really gorgeous. I actually had a list that I'd compiled in the weeks leading up to the fair, just jotting down things whenever I had an idea for something that I would like to be doing, or that I did not possess but I would have needed. So just started jotting down all of those ideas. And then I went to the fair, and the first thing that I bought was not on my list. I was not looking for a mug. I've been really happy with the huge Marimekko mugs that I've had on the podcast as well, and I use them every day. But then I just saw this and I could not put it down, so I got it. And I've got milky oolong here for today's drink. Right, then I purchased some yarn, 3 skeins of Vuorelman Veto. Now these look a bit, they were labeled sort of seconds, so not the prime quality, so they're not twisted and they're not really labeled correctly. They just have the website vuorelma.net, and there was also an explanation that said that these were fuzzy, but maybe it's a bit more fluffier than the normal, and there are occasional bits where it looks slightly sort of fluffed up, but really these looked really good, and I love the blue color. The sort of really dark but soft navy blue. And Vuorelman Veto is I think it's 75-25, so it's got wool and nylon in it. And while these were not on my list, this is something that I've been wanting to do. I wear fingering weight wool socks every day, but then there are days when my feet feel super cold and I just want to pull on something really thick and warm. So I've been wanting to knit slipper socks, but there just is not, or I haven't found like a worsted weight sock yarn. There just aren't that many options for that. So this is sport/DK weight yarn. So I'm gonna hold this double, so that'll be then up to like worsted, and just knit socks. I haven't looked at patterns. I might just do something on my own. I've got 300 grams, so I'm calculating that I'll do 150 per sock. So doubled up. So that's 150 for a sock. So I think that's enough. I do want them to have as long leg as possible, but I'm really dreading the toe up cast on, so I might just do a provisional cast on, knit the heel flap and foot, and then continue up the leg for as long as I have yarn. Yeah, so that's the purchase, that's the plan. We'll see when that happens, but really thrilled I saw that and got that. I got some fabric this year as well. This time it's from Bobby, which is a Finnish fabric design company. And this is a knit fabric and it's merino wool. It's quite thin. And I got 1.5 meters of it. And I'm planning on sewing a simple tunic. I really like this. I was looking at all the fancy prints and colorful prints, but then just felt that this is both very beautiful and practical and suits many occasions. So the tunic, I could see myself wearing it at home, but also like when going out, visiting friends, or running errands in the city. Now I just knit the pattern. I really don't know what pattern would be good for it. It didn't say so on the stand. I didn't notice, at least, but I looked it up on their website, and this is made in Finland, which is also really nice. Okay, and then yeah, this, I have no idea what I was thinking in terms of me being able to do this, but I purchased a kit for this sort of cube thing. It's crocheted, yeah, but it's crocheted out of paper twine. I really do not know if my crochet skills are good enough for it. So there's the twine that I need, and then the instructions in here. But I still need to purchase a string of fairy lights to put in there. And here, this is set on a table, but at the fair it was hanging from a roof, and that looks, well, not a roof, but hanging down, and that looked really nice as well. They had several of these. They had like balls, and then they had these cylinders, but this was the smallest that they had, I think. So I took that, because I didn't want to get anything too big in case I messed it up pretty bad, because I have a feeling that if you mess this up, you can't really frog it and do again. But yes, no idea if I'll be able to do that, but I saw those in the beginning and really fell in love, and they just stayed on my mind throughout the day. And so, like, as the final thing, I went and purchased that. Do you do that when you're at fairs? Some things you buy immediately, like this, but other things you make like a mental note. And I think I made like 20 mental notes, but not a lot that I remember then towards the end. And I think that's a good thing. Those that stick in your mind are things that you really like. So and then I did another yarn purchase. So only 4 skeins of yarn came home, and there were tons that I loved. But this I bought from Ilo Yarns, or Ilo Lankakauppa, a Finnish store that I've never been to. But this is from Primrose Yarn Company. I know that they're the only store in Finland that carries this yarn, but I don't remember if there was more to it than that. But yes, so this is their DK weight Jasper base. 247 yards. And there's the tag, Stardust. So this is yarn from the US. And I looked at a lot of colorways. A friend of mine, Lotta, who does some test knitting for me occasionally, quite often, thank you Lotta, was there helping out. She was really efficient in showing the colorways to me. And I debated a long time over what to get, but I picked up this. So this is like a really nice purpley gray base with the tiniest hint of blue speckles. So I think this knit up would look really nice. And the intention for this was to knit it into a hat. I think the colorway looks good next to my face. But I haven't picked out the pattern yet. I think since I've purchased the Knitworthy 4 collection as well as Helen Stewart's Knitvent 2017 collections, I'm gonna go over those and look for patterns from them. I think Isolda had one hat pattern in Knitworthy 4 with DK Wet Yarn, so it could be this. So all the things that I purchased are something that I really want to do now. And I've also been doing a list of projects that I'm really looking forward to casting on. Now, quite often I tend to see a pattern and fall in love and start that. And then something like a Let Low Be sweater for autumn hikes. Just another year rolls by, another year rolls by, and I haven't done that. So things like that I keep thinking that I really want to make, but never get to actually making them. It's compiling a list of all of those things. Now I should just have a really hard look at it and sort of organize it into what I could start now, what I have yarn for, what I need for them. I think I'll talk about more. I think I'll talk more about that list in another episode. But yeah, a few other bits and bobs that I got. I got a set of these felted coasters that are really pretty. And then I picked up some Christmas cards from one of my, I think she was there first time for last year, and I really fell in love with these. Her name is Anna-Rika Quist, and she does these illustrations and also adorable crochet projects. And then I also finally subscribed to Taito, and I got two issues, the latest, and then I had some old issues to pick from that I got to take home with me immediately. I think a couple of the latest issues have all had patterns by Anna-Rika Quist, and this one at least does. This adorable bear. This is by her, and I really do want to do that. Where am I ever going to find the time to do everything that I want? Let me just quickly check. Yeah, in the previous issue there's a pattern by her as well for finger puppets. Really cute. So I've really enjoyed reading through this. This is, it doesn't have that many patterns in each issue. It's more about the makers, and it's not strictly, it's not knitting, it's whatever. So there's a weaving project in here, knitting, crochet, but it's more about the artisans and the artists. There are knitwear designers that have been interviewed. An article on a man who does wooden bows, a yarn dyer, a felter. So a lot of like hand makers, a lot of makers interviewed, and I really enjoyed reading through that. I'm almost done with this issue, and then I have more, so I'm really happy that I did that. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button there below. Give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Leave a comment. I always love to hear from you. See you soon again, and happy knitting until then. Bye.